Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to another What's in the Bag, Jay? Now, this is a segment where I pick 6 movies from my collection that I haven't seen, write their names on a piece of paper, throw them in the bag, draw one out at random, and do a review. Now, coming back from last week is Vampire Over London, Jack Goes Home, and Ill, Final Contagion. Now, Serum and Don't Look didn't get voted back this week, so this week we have Body Cam, The Cleaning Lady, and Don't Let Him In. Let me give the bag a good tussle and we'll see what we're watching this week. All right, let's see. Flew out of my hand. Jack Goes Home. I'm going to set that aside while I set all the rest of the movies side by side and take my trusty Freddy vs. Jason die, and we'll see what comes back next week. Remember, if I roll a Freddy vs. Jason, they all come back. 3. All right. Just pick your 3 out of the bag. Having trouble today. Let's see, we have Body Cams coming back. Throw that one back in the bag because that one fell out. Vampire Over London. And Don't Let Him In. Now, if you want to see Ill, Final Contagion, or The Cleaning Lady, make sure to vote. But right now, I'm going to watch Jack Goes Home and come back with a review later. Well, I'm back. I just watched Jack Goes Home, and here are my thoughts. Jack Goes Home is a 2016 film which runs approximately 104 minutes and is written and directed by Thomas Dekker. Now, he's mostly known for being an actor. The only thing I could find on him was a movie called Horror. Now, this stars Rory Culkin as Jack. He was in Signs, Scream 4, and Lords of Chaos, which is awesome, by the way. Lynn Shay as Teresa. She was in Insidious 1 through 4, Dead End, and The Final Wish. And Britt Robertson as Cleo. She was in Tomorrowland, Books of Blood, and Delivery Man. This also has a small part with Natasha Lyonne, who I thought was really good in this. Natasha Lyonne, of course, was in the American Pie series. Now, Rory Culkin and Britt Robertson also appeared in Scream 4 together. And this is a really, really interesting film. I was having a very off day when I watched this, so I kind of had to watch some of it again in order to gain perspective. The story is basically this. Rory Culkin plays Jack. Jack is a guy who writes a column for a magazine, and he is about to have a child with his fiancée, who is actually in England at the time, visiting her mom, her sick mom. Okay. His mom and dad, Jack's mom and dad, were in a fatal car accident. Jack's father passes away. His mom is said to be hurt, but, she got some scrapes and all that, and now she's home. So, Jack Of course, this is his family. He's going to go home to be with his mom and settle things at the home of his father with the funeral and all that kind of stuff. His best friend comes and stays with him overnight, who's a girl. She's his best friend ever since they were kids, and she's going to travel with him back to their home in order to be there for him. So Jack goes home, and it gets very, very interesting from there. I'm not going to go into what happens, but let's just say if you have any triggers, this movie will probably find it and worm its way in. This movie builds to the point where I kind of felt like I was having a panic attack, a minor panic attack while I was watching this, because as I said before, this has a lot of triggers. And I'm gonna go ahead and name some of them because if you have these, you might want to stay away from this film. Losing a child, losing a loved one, sexual abuse, abuse from parents, verbal abuse, animal abuse, which I am not a fan of. It made sense in the context of the film. It was hard for me to watch. Yeah, it's a tough movie. But let me tell you this, it is acted brilliantly. And it's like real life horror. There is a bit of supernatural thrown in. I'm not going to get into that. But you have to see it to kind of understand it. Now, my one and only con, well, I have a couple cons. One con is that all the triggers were a little bit much for me. I did have to take a break from this. Like I said, I was having an off day, so that may have played a part in how I viewed the film. But with that being said, the subject matter is rough in this film. The other con is the ending. And I haven't decided whether I completely think it's a con, if I partially think it's a con. It's still churning in my mind. This is a movie that, to me, is not easily forgotten. I probably won't forget this one for quite some time, and that, in my opinion, it's a telltale sign of a very, very good movie. I'm going to stress this once again. The acting in this film is brilliant. I've always liked Rory Culkin. I think he's a really good actor. I think Lin Shaye gives probably her best performance I've ever seen in this film. And like I said, some of it is rough to watch. Yeah. So I'm not going to recommend this film. If you have it, I know this has been showing up at the Dollar Tree lately. This is where I got my copy. I knew Brad got a copy of this, and I think Dave got a copy of it as well. Just be warned that it does have a lot of triggering subject matter. Definitely not the roughest movie I've ever seen, but things trigger different people in different ways. I'll say that, and I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying. So I'm not going to recommend it, but it is a very good film. Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword here. I like it and I want to recommend it, but at the same time, I don't feel that I can because I think a lot of people are going to be very upset by the subject matter in this film. So, yeah. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. Definitely vote for the ones that didn't make it if they're something that you're interested in me reviewing. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And that's Frankie bumping into a bunch of stuff. Come here, bub. Yeah. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff, yada, yada, yada. And sorry about the lighting, but we had lost power, and I'm doing this without any power. So until next time, peace.